by my co-host Dalton, repping Iowa today. I'm sure we'll get the story about that. And then we do have a special guest, blank screen, Mr. Cody, also known as Rickest Morty. If you watch this show often, I'm sure you've heard us argue in from the chat to the screen. So excited to have him on. Excited to just talk some college ball that's happened, late last night after we got off here, and then what's happened already today and what's going to happen later. So we'll start off kind of just, how are you guys doing? What's going on? What's going on, Cody? How's life? How's everything treating you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on today. I appreciate it. How's your guys' day of day number 2 of the craziest 2 days in college basketball?
You tell them. Tell the people what
I
they're
will.
doing.
It's been a real holiday, and as I watched the time slip by and slip away from my vacation days, I became sad, but also at the same time, I became very happy because I have got to spend 2 days watching nothing but college basketball back to back to back, sometimes with 4 games on the screen, with my best friend and my wife today. So it's been a really good time.
Yeah, Blake wants to jump in. I'm gonna tell him if he wants to jump in. He has the link already. So
You got the link, boy. You don't even gotta ask, bro.
you ain't gotta ask. You just pop in sometimes and just surprise us, and it's always happy. Yeah, so we'll go over what kind of happened last night after we got off of here. I think one of the biggest results and one of the best games of last night was the VCU North Carolina game. VCU ends up winning that game, beating North Carolina. The Caleb Wilson injury, was it Wilson or Foster? God, I keep screwing this up. It's Wilson. Caleb Wilson injury proves to be too much for the Tar Heels to overcome. My question to you guys is their coach on the hot seat?
Go ahead, Cody.
If I'm North Carolina, man, I got rid of Hubert 2 years ago. I think he's bad for the brand. I know there's like this whole family crap with North Carolina or whatever you want to call it, but I think it's time to move on. You can't get these guys and then go out in the first round. It's unacceptable.
Yeah, I honestly felt like Hubie was on the hot seat last year. To not be balling out at North Carolina is a real travesty, man. The program is historic. They're almost in a position to where they become the next Indiana. And I say that with all the disrespect in my heart. I really would love to see it happen, but I also at the same time, Jordan ain't coming back. Bob Knight's not coming back. May your programs rest in peace.
You know what's crazy? When I was a kid growing up, my best friend was a North Carolina fan, and I got to watch his team go to the Final Four. And now, in hindsight, I'm 38 now, and how things have changed. Purdue is one of the top 5 teams in the country the past 10 years. You got North Carolina losing in the first round, barely making the tournament. As a kid, I would never have thought the brand would have fallen this far. That's just me personally.
Yeah, I mean, if we're just being honest here, what up, Blake?
Jam
fellas.
Rock.
I'll start off with this. Rickes, you're old. 38. Come on, you're almost 40.
It's
Old.
Ricky's birthday. Everyone in the chat, if you
Happy
want,
birthday, Rickes. Happy birthday, Cody.
Thank you.
tell our buddy happy birthday.
Henry says my favorite up-and-coming podcast. Really appreciate that, Henry. Haven't seen you in the chat before. Happy you could join us today. Feel free to put any of your thoughts in here. We will read them out loud. If you don't want them read out loud, I'm sorry. That's what the chat's for. They're going to get read. Ask Rickes. They get read out. What's up, Blake? How you feeling today? We were just kind of going over the VCU North Carolina game and whether, is Hubert Davis in the hot seat? What's going on with North Carolina? The fun stuff.
Yeah, I think Caleb Wilson gets him a pass.
Yeah, that's kind of that's what I was thinking.
He's in the family. He's an alum, a former player. They had some things rolling and they beat Duke. He's not getting canned. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen.
If
Yeah.
you know it's not going to happen, it should happen.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
You don't think they make a run at Dusty May? No, that's
I
fair.
don't. Who's gonna?
Why would Dusty May go to North Carolina in the weak ACC?
It's North
can't-
Carolina.
May
man.
Dusty May is in a great position.
He's getting paid, boy.
And
So
Michigan's going to let him do whatever he wants. There's no
Right.
rules.
IU should be going after Dusty May. I don't care if they
Well,
pay
they
5
missed,
buyouts. They should be
they
going
missed
after
on that. Too bad, IU.
They did miss their window for Dusty May. They missed it by letting Woodson continue and finish a year. And I say that with all the disrespect in my heart. Anything that I say regarding IU is with all of the disrespect that I'd possibly muster. So
Yeah, as you should. So the VCU North Carolina, we'll get back on schedule here. The VCU makes 11 threes. I think that was a difference because they lost the turnover battle, lost the rebounding battle, had 6 less assists, but just won the game. VCU, congratulations to them. That's an awesome Cinderella story. Beating a blue blood program like that, VCU is a notorious bracket buster in the NCAA tournament, so we love to see it. But I want to jump over to Dalton's favorite conference, the WCC. St. Mary's drops to the A&M Aggies. We called that on the yesterday's show. Just thought A&M had way too much physicality. What were your thoughts? Did you see much of this game, Blake?
No, I didn't see this game, but I picked A&M in my bracket real quick, and I took them on the over 2. I've watched St. Mary's, right? I saw them play Gonzaga. Was not impressed at all. And A&M, they got some dudes. I just didn't think it was going to be close. Really bad matchup for St. Mary's.
Was. Yeah. Henry also drops in Villanova will beat Arizona with the power of friendship. This is one of my favorite comments I've ever seen. Not sure even what it means, but I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of that comment.
sounds like some Midwest emo, dude. Some pop punk right there. The power
Hey,
of friendship.
Blake and Rickus, if you guys want, there's also a studio chat. If you want to talk just to us. I see you guys have both commented in the chat here too. Anybody else have thoughts on this game? I mean, it was pretty much a dominant game by A&M for the most part.
Yeah, 7th-tier guy. What are you gonna do against that, buddy? Guy's been in the league for 7 years. Come on, you can't win against that.
Real quick sidebar. What do you guys think of this 21-year-old true freshman Purdue's about to have here in a couple years, coming out of the BYU Academy of Mormons? So, any thoughts on this? I think this is crazy. Me and Don were talking about this. Like, this guy's going to go 2 years without playing competitive basketball and then just jump into one of the best programs in all of college basketball. I just don't get it. And he's a 6'9" center playing for Purdue, which is odd.
I think it's just a placeholder. I don't think he'll actually ever wear a Purdue jersey. I think by the time the 2 years rolls around, they're going to be like, hey, look, this is the situation. You're probably going to have to redshirt. They're going to probably make him redshirt. I'm surprised they're not making him to go to an academy or a prep school of sorts, but who knows? It's strange to me, honestly.
It is strange. I mean, this has been coming down the pipeline for a while. Newbert, God bless his soul, has been reporting on this, for a while. Blake, you have any thoughts regarding this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fairly indifferent. As you said, Newbert's been saying from the beginning, that's basically down to us, a couple other schools. Utah State, Utah Valley, BYU, I think had offered him. We'll see. I don't have any high expectations for him. But, Painter, Brantley, if they see a big they like something in, they can develop him. He seems willing to, go do something and come back in 2 years. And so maybe he's got, a unique work ethic that we'll see something coming out of it that nobody expects. But no carts or no apples in the cart for me. Like, if he doesn't turn out to be anything, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, Dalton, does this feel like a TF, I'm gonna trust Paint type of situation? Like, whatever, if we want him, whatever.
I mean, who am I to not trust Paint? What I will say on this is I don't trust anyone that believes that a guy went into the woods, found sacred items, came back and told them all about it. And they believe that. I don't believe that. So this guy's going to have to earn my trust, and I digress.
Oh, God.
You guys think that there's anything to having a 20-year-old coming in and having full 4, maybe even 5 years of him being 20? And is there like something to the development of developing 20-year-old rather than an 18-year-old?
Maturity.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the kid's probably got a good head on his shoulders. Like, if he's coming to Purdue, I assume there's some way, I'm assuming during this mission he's going to be able to do some sort of basketball-related stuff. I don't know how that all works. I'm not Mormon, but yeah, I think I'm just going to trust Payne, and this is so far down the road in my mentals. Like, I know it's 2 years, not that long, really, but by then we're going to have a freaking a cast of Ertl and Weber that have been here for 3 years, and I don't know who's going to, and Sinon potentially. Yeah, don't ever pick a WCC team. And Gonzaga, we talked about this earlier. You just slate them to the Sweet 16 and then dump them out there. Gonzaga, yeah, paint dry. Most of that game, Gonzaga was not the better team. Kennesaw State looked good. And we can jump to that game. Did you guys have any thoughts on that game? Because Kennesaw State was really kind of in control for most of the first 25 minutes, and then Gonzaga started hitting some shots and kind of flipped it. Nobody has thoughts.
No thoughts because I didn't watch it. I went to sleep.
That's fair.
So
I watched some of it. I didn't feel like Kirsch. I don't even know how to say. I can't even pronounce the name right. But I didn't feel like they had the size to compete with Gonzaga. They were just killing them on the boards the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, a sleepy game at a sleepy time with a couple of teams nobody cares about or expects to do a lot of work in this tournament. So it'll be interesting to see how Gonzaga fares now. We can jump up to the game where they're going to face the winner, which was Texas and BYU, which was kind of a surprise. Probably the biggest surprise of the late slate yesterday was BYU kind of just getting dismantled by Texas for most of that game. And Devonta goes for 35. It's not enough. I mean, hope the Pacers draft that dude. But it just was one of those games that it felt like Texas controlled the whole time. And, like I said, Cam Heide was going to stuff Devonta in a locker, and that's just what happened. Well, I'll start with you, Cody. What do you think about this game?
Man, this is going to sound cruel, and I know I'm not like a basketball savant or anything, but what the hell is Kevin Young doing? You have A.J. Devonta, and you have 4 other guys on the court that are absolutely disengaged on the defensive end, on the offensive boards, because you're going solo ball every time. Like, I understand he's an amazing player. You want to play through him, whatever, but you got to keep your players involved. Like, to me, to me, that game's on Kevin Young. Congratulations, Kevin. You're out in the first round.
Blake, any thoughts? Did you watch this one, or were you asleep for this one too?
no, I watched this game. I was waiting for my boy Cam Heide to make the game saving save of the ball going out of bounds, sealed it up. Other than that, he mostly was on the bench.
His putback slam early.
I missed that. That happened.
Nasty. It was just regular Cam Heide.
Made for March, dude. Made for March. That's what he does.
I missed that. I did watch most of the game. I got a buddy in Texas that's a huge Texas fan, so I was texting back and forth with him watching it. And yeah, I thought they were the better team. I thought they deserved to win. Texas has got talent. Like they got some guys out there that can hoop. Matas does a good job holding it down in the center. Their team ball is horrible. They pass the ball horribly. So I don't know if they can beat Gonzaga, but they have enough talent and length and athleticism, shot makers, that I honestly wouldn't be sad if we just get Gonzaga instead of Texas. Like there's something about me as a Boilermaker fan with PTSD, like Cam Heide going off and having a stinker year with a not good team, getting the first 4 and somehow beating us.
Right.
Like that would be worse than FDU. I'm sorry. Like,
Cool.
That would be the Purdue of all Purdue things.
I kind of hope Gonzaga wins.
Yeah, I mean, Trayvon Mark's nasty.
Pessimism, but yeah.
Trayvon Mark for Texas is legit, and I agree. I think Gonzaga is like Purdue light, and I think we would handle them pretty easy. Yeah, Harvesting Herald says Texas is 330s in assist rate, so they don't pass the ball. It's not. They do not.
All one-on-one.
Yeah,
and when they do pass, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Bad passing.
Yeah, that's not who they recruit. They don't recruit passers.
Cam Heide reverses the ball really well.
Cam Heide hasn't changed at all since he's left Purdue, by the way.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, he's the same Cam Heide he's always been. Cam hiding, as they call him on sleepers.
Hey, he wasn't hiding. We saw him at the Cactus. So
yeah, that's true. And he was a friendly fella. He took pictures.
Yeah.
Jacked man.
Big fella.
Big fella. Cam Heide. Camden Heide plays 20 minutes, provides 5 points and 2 rebounds, and that's about it. So sounds like the same Cam Heide I'm used to. No offense to you, Cam Heide. But congratulations to Texas. That's a big win, and that'll be a fun game, Texas Gonzaga. I think that's 2 completely opposing styles, and it'll be interesting to see which one wins and hopefully who Purdue gets to play. So last few games here are kind of all blowouts. Illinois absolutely dismantles What level FranCon did we get here, Dalton?
4.
FranCon 4.
He never blew up. It was kind of like when you're in a fight with somebody and you're getting really, really getting your ass whooped, and you just don't have it in you to blow up or really, really fight back anymore. And that's what it seemed like to me with Fran last night.
Yeah, just a good dismantling. I mean, Merkovich was, I know you hate him, Dalton, but Merkovich was pretty awesome, just to be honest. Yeah, Blake says Fran was happy to be there. Yeah. That's a first for him, too. He's never been happy to be at a basketball game. But
did you hear what Penn students were chanting?
No, what?
They were saying, "You'll work for us one day." The Penn, they were chanting that to Illinois. Something like.
Oh yeah, the cheerleaders would see that. Yeah. Something about like one day we'll be your employer. Yeah, he saw Frank
harvesting. He agrees with the FranCon 4. I didn't see him go to 3. It wasn't. How do you go to 3 when you're getting beat that badly, dude? There's no point in it. You're done. You're cooked.
Yeah. Yeah, but what's on the plate? What's on the palate? What you chewing on, bub?
Yeah, what you got there?
We gotta know. People want to know.
Man, I got some jerk chicken, jerk
pork.
pork.
Put it down.
Put it down.
Fried green plantain.
This is insane.
Don't you ever eat Jamaican jerk chicken on my show again without racism, dude.
Oh, man,
it's
so
the
good.
best thing on planet Earth. What's so that good bread they make down there, Blake?
Well, festival. I already ate that, but I got my Bammy. That's fried cassava root, and then I got some green plantain too. So good.
Jamaican food. If you ever get to go to Jamaica, go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm more of a DoorDash guy, not really into Jamaican food.
Oh.
Weren't we supposed to ask Blake about his conspiracy theories from yesterday's show? You wanted his input on that, right?
We forget everything, Rick. As soon as we click in the show, we don't remember anything.
This is big fact.
I thought you guys were talking about your favorite conspiracies, and we wanted.
Oh, was it the Epstein Island?
Oh, it's Epstein Island because Blake told us that he actively saw something. He was obviously joking, I think, but
Epstein's still alive, right?
University of Michigan has connections. Let's just
say that, dude. There's a UN plane that flies over Jamaica towards Epstein Island all the time, and that's just the truth. I'm sorry about it.
I love it.
Let's jump to Houston, Idaho. Obviously, was a very Houston-style game. That game was over 5 minutes into the game. Idaho. When that game turned on, I went, no. Idaho does not have the dudes to mess with Houston. They were just not even close to the same realm of basketball. Houston has Flemings goes for 18. He tries to. I don't know if anybody saw it. He tries to take his name tag. And they're like, no, you're still in the tournament, bro. You can't take that yet. And then his coach, Sampson, goes on and goes, what a freshman move. It was pretty funny. But, yeah, we don't really have to discuss too much about that. Similar to the Houston game, Michigan game, was kind of close there for a little bit in the first half. Michigan looked, yet again, pretty beatable to give up 80 points to Howard. Their defense has just had holes lately, and it's kind of surprising. But they do end up winning the game behind Morez Johnson, 21-10. Anybody have thoughts on the Michigan and Howard game here?
I didn't watch it, so
that's fair. Why would you?
Michigan struggled to play defense in the first half, which was wild because they're supposed to be the best defense in the country, and Howard didn't have the size that they should have in order to punish Michigan inside. And the Michigan problems are still there. Whatever it was during the tournament, it's still there. I don't know why they're having so much trouble protecting the paint. That has nothing to do with LJ Kaysen. I don't know why people keep saying it. It's LJ Kaysen when it's their defense is the problem, not their offense.
Yeah. My take on that game, I don't know. Michigan, they're still brutal, and if they keep getting, it seems like all of March Madness has had mostly games where stuff's not getting called, but I do think Elliot Cadeau will be the downfall of Michigan. I'm calling that right now. I think guards win in March, and especially late March. You have to control the ball. He does a terrible job of running offense. He'll hit a three here and there, but he will be the reason they lose because of the turnovers. The turnover bug is going to get Michigan.
Yeah, and we can jump to that game that from today that kind of started the day off. Or sorry, from last night. Excuse me. At least I think it was. Was that today? God dang, days are just running together
game?
at this point. The St. Louis game.
Yeah,
That was today, right?
Last night.
Last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
God dang, bro. Sorry, too
Not
many
gonna
games.
Say it again, dude.
Was it? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that was, to me, out of all the games, the most shocking game I watched. Like, St. Louis is very good. And they are the number one team in the country at three-point shooting. They cause a ton of turnovers. And now they've got Michigan, who is very turnover prone. And the only way that it's been shown really to consistently beat them is by threes outside of Purdue. And, anybody got any thoughts on this game from the St. Louis side? And then if you want to kind of go ahead and talk about maybe what that looks like for Michigan.
Do you know if St. Louis has an inside presence? Because I honestly don't think
Oh,
shooting.
Robbie Avila, my guy.
I just don't know. I don't want to talk out of character. But if Michigan, I think honestly the way that to beat Michigan consistently is doing what Purdue did. They proved at that outside that 15-0 run in the first game, they beat Michigan by 8 the rest of the way by banging it inside. Everybody's scared to take Michigan on inside because of the bigs, and rightfully so. But you have to take it to them. You can't rely on whether you're off or on shooting. If you just pound them inside, you'll get. I don't want to say they're soft because they're not soft. They're vulnerable. They're vulnerable to chaos. Playing chaotic is not what Michigan wants.
Uh-oh. What up, Blake? I know what you just said. I learned sign language overnight just so I can
You're
start
a
reading.
liar, dude.
Yeah, he's lying.
Yeah, Cam Catchings did go 0-11 in this game. Really, really tough performance from that guy. Couldn't happen to a better person. Blake, what did you think of the St. Louis performance? Because it was special, like what they were doing out there.
Yeah, I didn't watch that game either.
Did you even watch college basketball?
Man, like way too much. But I would agree with you guys though. Just box score watching, I was very surprised by the score. I did not expect St. Louis to win by that much. I had a couple different brackets, and I basically split 50-50 on which ones I took St. Louis, which ones I took Georgia on. Yeah, I honestly don't think that St. Louis can give Michigan a run. I think Michigan will just feast on the boards. But we'll see. You never know. It's March. So
I'm calling that as well. St. Louis made some poor post-game choices with their post-game interviews and said some things. And
yeah,
I don't think that they know what the Big Ten is like. You just don't do that, man.
Yeah.
You don't, because the whole Big Ten is like that. You say something, and they will hold on to it, and they will rub your nose in it, dude.
Yep.
It's just the way.
Especially this Michigan team.
Yeah, it's the Midwest, man. It's a Midwest way. Like, if you catch somebody up in something, you're going to play with a chip on your shoulder, and I don't think that St. Louis wants to see Michigan with a chip on their shoulder. I don't think St. Louis gets Michigan. I think it will happen against somebody better when they have an 18 turnover game.
Well, can we maybe jump to the possible Elite Eight matchup with Iowa State, with Jefferson getting his ankle hurt today? Because I think that was the opportunity, Dalton.
I don't want to talk about it.
Man, I hate that. I really like Iowa State team.
Yeah, that was brutal.
They're in my paid brackets. All my paid brackets, I have Iowa State going all the way. Sorry, Purdue fans. I'm just a realist.
Yep.
Yeah, that was devastating.
What'd you say, Cody?
So you picked Purdue to win the title?
I have it in 3 of my brackets. I have 5 brackets, but my paid brackets, I went realistic on.
So you picked Purdue to win the title on the paid ones, right?
Realistic.
All right, I'm not. This isn't going to be a bash Dalton session. We're all going outside. It's a nice day out right now.
Don't worry, Blake picked against us too.
I did. Yep. I took Houston.
Yeah, I got him going. I got Houston in the Final Four. Houston looks good.
Yep.
Everybody, calm down, okay?
Yep.
I did one thing this year I never do. I picked Purdue in every single bracket to win the national title. I said I'm not veering off.
I hope that you're all right, and I hope you all call me out on it when they do.
I will. Oh, you better believe it.
That's
I
fine.
only did one bracket this year because I hate trying to keep track of multiple brackets, and then I have the really, really bad habit of not being able to pick against my team.
Who let my wife in the chat, dude?
She's in here calling you a suckus, and I don't know what that means when you're in a marriage together. That's some wild talk. All right, let's get to today. Games that have happened. This is in no particular order, but we did get maybe the game that may end up being the game of the tournament, at least the finish in regulation. Santa Clara, Kentucky was absolutely insane. Santa Clara hits the three. Then there's this whole controversy after the game where Santa Clara's coach is like, I was trying to call a timeout. There's clear video evidence of it. Not granted. Oway goes down. Bang. Three-pointer for the win. Banked in shot from about 30 feet. Blake, what was your take on this game? What was your thoughts? Like, did you get to see the end of this game?
Yeah, I watched the last 2 minutes. I was out doing work and got back just in time to see the final 2 minutes. It was Santa Clara was up 1 when I got in. Was crazy. Yeah, heartbreaking for that team, man, and that coach and those players because they left it all out there. Brutal mistakes. I mean, how do you not foul? I get that the coach was trying to call a timeout. That's the right move. But, like, refs, I don't blame the refs for not seeing that in that moment either. Like, the arena's going crazy. They're running down to watch what happens on the other end. That's their job. I don't think it was like I don't think it's anything you can blame the refs for missing the coach's timeout attempt. He hesitated. It was a little bit slow. And then you got a foul. And, man, just brutal. But, you know, survives. They've done that this year. The LSU comeback and last-second shot, they've got quite a few this year where they shouldn't have won and they did. Like, hey, they got talented pieces, so you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, Cody, what were your thoughts? I mean, obviously the timeout miss wasn't malicious or anything, but it is obviously an important moment. But if you looked at that play unfold, the Santa Clara players are running down the court celebrating before the game's over. And the one of the guys that could have been guarding this guy is halfway across the court. Yeah, that's fact. Purdue fouling with 5.9 seconds left. Yeah, I remember that. We all do. What were your thoughts on this game, Cody? Did you get to see it? I know we were texting during it, so.
Yeah, I was definitely watching. It was a great game. I thought Santa Clara had it in the bag, honestly. My problem is, man, if we're going to review stuff like hook and holds and hits to the head, how is it we can't go back on the monitor and see the coach was calling a damn timeout? Like, the NFL even does that. Like, this is like stuff that we shouldn't be like. We're just letting it go. I don't understand why we try to get the meaningless shit right, but we don't try to get like the shit that matters right.
I've always thought maybe the coaches should get a button, and if they push the button, like something either goes off in the ref's ear. I don't know, something like that. Like, you know how coaches in football can throw a flag, something to where you can make it very clear you're trying. Maybe that's insane, but.
Coaches got to get out on the court and get in the way of the refs.
Yeah, you got to do something to make it.
You didn't get a
like,
technical for being.
I'm sorry, turning like this is not a like. They're not going to call a tech when you're trying to call a timeout.
No, I'm saying if you go out in the court, they've made it an emphasis this year that the coaches have to stay in the box. I'm just saying, like, to me, it's easy to go and look and see on the monitor that the guy's calling a timeout before the ball's inbounded. Like, if it was close or, like, you know, kind of just like I get, but he's clearly calling a timeout.
I mean, look, I wish Kentucky had lost. Like, I'd have loved it. That'd have been hilarious, especially after their Super Bowl win in the preseason. But you know what? Like, the coach hesitated. The Santa Clara coach, you know, it happened so fast in real-time situation. Players are celebrating instead of, like, locking down on defense and making the guy dribble sideways. They gave Oway a straight path. I mean, number 2 is up there celebrating. And then it's like, oh, yeah, I better play defense. Then he gets a late contest on Oway, right? But it's too late. And then he gets blocked twice in a row in crunch time. Like, brutal for that kid. I don't, you know, feel happy that happened to him because I'd like to see Santa Clara win, but they didn't execute at the end. So it's got to be better.
That is true. And it's really not the ref's fault. I don't want to make it seem like that. I just have a hard time when they go back and review stupid stuff like – people getting like accidentally elbowed in the head and stuff, and that changes the game completely. But simple stuff is like out of bounds or goaltending or timeouts. Like we're making it a lot harder than it should be, especially with the you only get one challenge and if you win you get to keep it. Like, why aren't we just trying to get things right? I just don't get it.
Cody, in that situation, do you want them to miss the timeout so they haven't seen it? The dude goes down half court, hits a buzzer beater at the buzzer, and then they go back and review it and say, "Oh wait, we're going to take and go back to this time because the coach did call a timeout, but we didn't see it." Like, you can't do that because that would be amazing.
Can I do an analogy, a comparison? In the NFL, when they're going to all the time, there's been reviews to see if the coach got the timeout before the snap. No one complains about that.
The fuck? Did you start talking into a styrofoam cup or something?
He's actually in a 50-gallon drum right now.
Did it sound like you were singing that song from Blink-182 where they're shouting down the hallway? What?
Is it fine now?
It's better now. Yes.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
My bad. I didn't know it went. My internet must have tweaked out or something. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So your point's invalid because you messed up the audio.
No, I was saying in the NFL when there's the last second field goal, they will, if the coach is calling a timeout before the snap, they will review it to see if the. I know it's not the NFL, but I'm saying as an analogy. You know what an analogy is, right, Dalton?
Yeah, I got you, bro. I'm a troll. You guys follow me on Twitter. Most
I'm a
people
troll
that
too, I
watch
feel
follow
it.
me on
I'm
Twitter.
laughing at you.
I am a troll, and I'm sorry. I'm actually
be
not
sorry.
sorry for that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you're
Absolutely
a
nobody.
troll because you're short and you have bad hair, dude.
That's exactly. Check it out, bro.
All right, let's jump to today's games. We gotta get to my house at some point. So, oh Jesus Christ. We just talked about Kentucky. The next couple games we can kind of lump together. If anybody has anything to say, feel free. But Texas Tech blows out Akron. Akron's miracle run that everybody was predicting did not come to fruition, and there we go. Jeff
You're not
Nestor.
at your house?
Hey guys, I can't. No, we're at Dalton's house. Hey guys, I can't hear, but I was at the first two games in St. Louis. Got to see the guys. Unbelievable. SC got screwed. If you watch the replay, yep. 18-1, Blake. Thank you very much. Tough, but hey, I'll always have that one. Okay, I'll always have that one. But yeah, so the Akron game, a lot of people picked them to make an upset today. It did not happen. Not even close. Lost by 20. And then Alabama, that game was close until about 10 minutes left. And Dalton mentioned it to me. He's like, man, some of these bigger schools, they just have a gear that they can flip. And when these games get to a certain point, they just turn the defense up just a little bit, and the game completely goes the other way. And that's what happened in that Alabama game.
Yeah, they went inside too.
Yeah.
I think it was Sherrill led them. He was leading them in scoring at half, and when Alabama decides to go inside, they're very successful with it because you have to stay with the guard so much. You can't clog the paint up. So look for Alabama to kind of stick to that, missing Holloway because he's a gunner. But like all D1 schools, there's always the next guy waiting. He's waiting his turn. He is ready to go. All big D1 schools have the next guy up, and Alabama will find that.
I agree. Kind of a couple sleepy games really at the end. They started out like, oh, maybe, like a lot of these games do, but in the end became pretty sleepy. I'm going to ask Blake and Cody this: do you think Villanova or Utah State has a better chance of beating Arizona? Or you can take my answer, which is neither one have a chance of beating Arizona. But I'll start with you, Cody.
Neither. I mean, but watching this game's been fun to watch.
It's a good game.
It's been fun to watch.
Like, does either team have a chance?
No, not a chance. Zona is rolling to the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
Arkansas game might be interesting. But Arkansas plays no defense,
Yeah.
and I just don't see it. I think Zona wins by 15 to 20, but we'll see. Could be interesting. Maybe the first half. I don't know, but no, neither of these two teams are going to touch Arizona.
Yeah, Alex Gumer 1751 says U of A all the way. I have to agree here because
It's a Tuscan, Arizona.
Tucson, Arizona. How do you beat a team like Arizona today was shooting the ball well? When they're shooting it well, you're done. You're absolutely done. And Henry also says, I think either one loses by 30. I have to agree. Arkansas could beat Arizona, says Henry, if they play out of their minds. I think it comes down to, with Arkansas, if they can shoot 40, 50% from three, they have a shot against anybody. They're athletic. They're fast. They play at a high pace. They score a lot of points. Arizona's not going to outscore them just because they're Arizona. Arizona doesn't shoot a ton of threes. So if Arkansas's hot from three, it could get interesting. I don't think, though, Utah State or Villanova have the firepower to, one, score enough to even keep up, but also be able to stop them on the other end. And Arizona will just go inside on these two teams and eat them alive. That's just my honest-to-God thought. I don't even know. We kind of already hit on the Iowa State game a little. They completely rolled. Obviously, the story of that game is Justin
Rolled.
Jefferson.
Rolled. Can you
dang.
chill, bro?
Unnecessary. I apologize. Hey, speaking of Iowa State, tell me why you got Iowa on your shirt, Dalton.
Let's see, because yesterday my wife came out and I looked at her and I did a double take and she had this sticker that said Iowa on it because she is really pulling for Iowa in that first round game. So today I thought I would wear that because I'm really cheering for Ben McCollum to get a dub in the NCAA tournament. So it's Iowa Purdue. I'm cheering on the Big Ten.
Yeah. Out of context, but he says agreed.
Sweet.
I like to throw an out of context message on the board every once in a while. Arizona completely dominated Long Island. We kind of hit on Arizona enough here. Oh, dang. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. I've been on a singing mode lately. You know what it is. Sorry. Virginia and Wright State, that was probably the only other close game so far today. That was close for a while. Wright State actually was in control a lot. Like, it was very back and forth. I think with about 4 minutes left, the announcer said there were 17 or 18 lead changes. Very, very exciting game. But Virginia ends up just pulling away. I think Wright State just ran out of gas like a lot of these mid-majors do against high-level competition. But I am fading Virginia for the rest of this tournament, I will say that. Anybody have any thoughts on this game?
Can I just comment on what Henry said in the comment there? I think the reason why I like the Purdue matchup versus Arizona so much is because Purdue gets beat by the three, and Arizona is not the three-point shooting team that beats Purdue. I think Purdue – I know Arizona is really good, but I just think Purdue is the perfect – or Arizona is the perfect one-seed matchup for Purdue and what Purdue thrives in on their defensive side.
Yeah, I agree. Like, today, Arizona only shoots 13 threes. They make 6 of them. Right, but if they're going to go shoot 13 threes and they make 6, that does make them tough. Braden Berries goes 4 for 5, and he's about the only guy that really shoots a lot of threes on their team. And when he is hitting, it sends them to another level. And if he's missing, you have a chance. But the thing about Arizona is when they do take these threes, they get so many freaking offensive rebounds that, like, how many did they have today? They had 16 offensive rebounds. Now, I get it. They're playing LIU, but they do this to everybody. They're huge. They're massive, massive. Like, all around. Koa Pete, they're like Michigan. Koa Pete is like Yaxel. Like, he's playing the 4 or he's playing the 3. And yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm interested to see how they handle Arkansas. I think that'll be if it gets to that point, obviously. But that'll be a big litmus test for me on, like, does Purdue have a chance? Because Arkansas is not big. They're not huge, and it can be a fun game there. All right, let's jump to the games that we have currently on and what's coming up a little bit later. Obviously, Utah State right now in an absolute battle, but I want to go first to the end of the Miami-Ohio conversation about did they belong. My take is that they did belong in the first 4, and the reason that they belong there is because that's where the teams that don't belong go to see if they belong. They just get absolutely manhandled today by Tennessee. Just not enough. They have 41 points with 10 minutes left right now. Any thoughts on this Miami team? Obviously, the run was incredible. It's awesome to see this kind of story, but unfortunately, it's coming to an end.
I'm just going to say, if you're giving me Auburn or Miami of Ohio, give me Miami of Ohio. I don't think Auburn belongs in the tournament either.
Well, why are those our selections?
Yeah, give me some other.
I think the last one out was
the
the
giant
SMU.
douche and turd sandwich selection on.
Right. I mean, but that's America. That's America, man.
America.
It was SMU technically the last out, right? Would have been them instead of Miami of Ohio.
No, SMU made it.
So who was the last? I can't remember who the last.
I think it was Auburn.
Well, that's who would have been. Then. I would
was the
prefer
first
Miami
4 out
over Auburn.
I think Auburn could have.
I think Auburn could have gave way more run.
Yeah.
I don't care if they could have gave run. They didn't deserve to be there. They didn't earn it. I think Miami earned it more.
I agree with that take that Miami should have been in. But I think all the discourse after they won that first game against the SMU team who didn't have their best player, like, can we just be realistic instead of being hyperbolic about everything? Like, it doesn't have to be, they totally deserve to be in. They beat a big Power 4 school. No, they beat the worst Power 4 school that's probably ever made the tournament without their best player. In a kind of a thriller type of game. It wasn't like they completely dominated them. But anyway, that run's over. Anything on that, Blake? Anything on the Miami of Ohio run?
No, I was fine with them getting in. I thought they deserved it. I was glad to see them win the first 4 game. I thought it would be a little bit better game than what it was, but they just were overmatched, and they just played a couple days ago, so you
Yeah.
had some time to
They,
adapt.
I heard they
They got in at
played pretty-
4:15.
yeah 4:15 in the mornings when they arrived.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So-
I'm the heel in this. I just want the most competitive possible games that we can possibly get in the first round, and everyone is against me on this. So
No, like the dilemma,
I'm a-okay with that because
for me, the dilemma is:
I'll
do you want
die
the
on
team-
any hill. I'm Rafe Davis of dying on hills. So
The dilemma is: do you want the team that's just going to go the farthest in the tournament, or do you want the team that's proved to? Because I'm only saying they deserve it over Auburn. I'm not saying they're like some kind of like crazy run like they should be in based on their resume. I'm saying if
Yeah.
you're giving me the turd sandwich or the giant douche, one of them's going to be better. You know what I mean? Like I'm only basing it based on the 2 resumes next to each other. If
I
that makes
just think that mid-majors, you have to win your conference tournament, or we should have a play-in where maybe the conference champion plays the conference tournament champion to see who actually gets in from these mid-major leagues. Like, if you gave Purdue Miami's schedule, like, they might 40-piece everyone. And that there's such levels to a D1 college basketball. I appreciate that, man. I don't get too high on myself, but I do have my takes. Like, I'll stand on my takes, even if I'm wrong a lot, dude. But I am the first one to tell you when I'm wrong. Yeah, I mean, but I'm hand up material. So, and like, I'm not gonna try to change anyone else's mind on anything, but that's how I feel. I'm not high on mid majors, but St. Louis obviously looked awesome last night. So, I'm wrong.
Can we just get Auburn and Miami to play each other now that they're both out?
No, they'd IU it. They'd opt out. Let's go to the games that are coming up. So we have a pretty, in my opinion, similar to last night. Like the first slate of the evening here is pretty awesome. And you have, as fans of the Big Ten like we are, there's 3 Big Ten games. I kind of hate that because I can't watch them all in Purdue and really pay attention to everything. I'm going to pay attention to Purdue. But it starts off with Clemson and Iowa. And we like to make little predictions here when these games haven't started. So we'll go around and kind of tell me what you think is going to happen. I'll start with you, Dalton, on this one. What do you think in this Clemson-Iowa game? What's going to transpire here? And then send it around the horn. I got to run to the bathroom real quick.
All right, yeah. I'm going to go Iowa. Let's go 76-68. Iowa over Clemson. Cody?
Okay, let me find it in my bracket because I don't want to pick something that I didn't actually pick in my bracket. What region is Iowa in? I see it.
It's,
Iowa moving on. So
yeah, it's the South, I think, with Florida.
yeah, they're in the South. I have Iowa moving on to play Florida. I
Okay.
don't know if that's good. I just don't like the ACC, man. Or wait,
Yeah.
yeah Clemson's ACC, right?
It's fair, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. For a minute there, I'm like, they won some football national championships. They must be SEC, right? No.
Clemson has sometimes went on little runs in basketball. I mean, and like they've been 5 seeds. I remember them being a 5. They're usually a 5 through 7 seed. So
they were a 5 last year and cheering when they got the McNeese Purdue draw because they said, "Oh, we can take Purdue number 4,"
Yeah.
and they didn't get past McNeese. They scored like 13 points in the first half.
yeah, and we had to watch Aura Khan. Get
Yeah.
that off my TV, bro. Get it off. Get it off my TV.
I got to go hand up too. I was wrong about Illinois. I was pretty sure they were mentally compromised, but I guess they're only halfway compromised because they're going to lose to VCU.
Oh.
No, they're not.
Oh.
They're gonna smash VC.
They're going to beat VCU by 174.
I actually
Yeah.
have them winning in my bracket, just so you know, but I just want them to lose. I don't know why. I hate Illinois fans, man.
Oh, my
It
God.
can be bad, but I actually kind of like this Illinois team.
Oh.
I like Keaton Wagler, and I like that. I like Merez John. Oh wait, Merez ain't there anymore, is he? Ooh.
He got tampered. He was tampered material.
Pampered, yeah. He wears diapers.
Yeah. He probably would.
I like Henry for this reason and this reason only. I'll root for any team in the Big Ten besides Michigan and Indiana, and I can't really ask for much more from a fan of this show. If you haven't been watching a long time, you should have checked out the battle we had with Michigan fans because it was something that I'll remember forever.
Fun.
Dumb fans. Where are you guys at here? Sorry, I just popped back in.
We just
we
did the
just
Iowa.
finished up Iowa.
Oh, okay.
Clemson. Blake, did
Yeah.
you give your prediction?
I got Iowa winning.
Okay.
Yeah, Iowa favored 1.5. Give me Iowa by 7. Let's go to the next one.
So
Right.
my take on this is that Iowa is going to frustrate Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and their defense is going to give Florida guards some problem, but Florida's going to pull away, and then Florida's going to get Nebraska in the next round and get a different Big Ten team that frustrates them in a different way, but Nebraska can actually score the ball from all 5 positions on the court, and Nebraska's going to upset Florida.
I love that take.
Hot.
Would destroy my bracket, but I love that take. I think Nebraska is way more dangerous than people think. I said that after the first game. Like, their defense is so much better than people give it credit for because they look out there and see a bunch of like halfway undersized white dudes, but like they are crazy the way they're schemed out. Like everything is double the post, trapped to the baseline. Rush back to the 3-point shooter. Nothing is easy, and it just gets annoying. Like I don't know, like if you've played high school basketball or competitive basketball, and you have those teams that like all they do is guard you all the time. And you get so annoyed by the end of the game. Like, you're just over it. Like, leave me the hell alone. Get away from me. I hate the way you smell, whatever it is. Like, but could be fun. All right, let's drive a little north here and go to northern Iowa, taking on St. John's. St. John's favored by 10.5. This is not, in my opinion, the same northern Iowa team that we remember as the March Madness kind of special team that we saw a few years back. They've lost 12 games this year in a pretty rough conference, so Blake, I'll go to you first. Like, what do you think is going to happen in this game?
Yeah, shout out all my friends in Cedar Falls at UNI. Got a lot of friends there. Love the Panthers. Sorry, but St. John's is just too strong. They're going to feast inside. I don't see it being close, sadly.
Yeah. What about you, Cody?
I got Northern Iowa definitely not advancing and losing. You thought I was going to go somewhere else, huh?
All right, we're trying to get cute here.
Take it easy,
Well,
David
I'm trying to
Blaine.
get as close to you as I can.
David Blaine. Roll the chip.
I did want to say, like, to Blake, I was on board with the Nebraska upset until Zach brought up the point of how bad Nebraska is at rebounding. And I think that might be the difference maker versus Florida. But I was totally on board with everything you said. And then when Zach brought up the rebounding, I was like, oh, crap, that's a really good point.
I'll say this. You don't have to rebound it if it goes in every time.
Bingo.
Bingo, bango, bongo. Don, what's your take on this game?
St. John's. Give me St. John's. Let's go.
They covered 10.5?
Keep it moving. Yeah. Yep. Easily.
Yeah. Give me St. John's by 18.
To be edge of 4. Let's go.
Do you want to say, Henry, yeah, I think we all kind of are getting this feeling here. We're getting close to game time. We'll go over this. This will be the last game we hit, and we'll kind of like just quick preview it. But, yeah, there's something about Queens like being the same story as the I'm not even going to say their name, but the year we lost the biggest loss in the history of the tournament, where they are the smallest school. I just saw this today. They're the smallest school by enrollment that's ever played in the NCAA tournament. But we'll get to this. For now, we'll jump to UCF and UCLA. I love this game. I think this game's going to be awesome. Blake, what do you think is going to happen in this game?
It really comes down to if Dent and Bilodeau are themselves. If they are, I think UCLA can win. And I think UCLA could beat UConn. However, I watched UCF knock off a couple of the better Big 12 teams this year.
Yeah.
I actually got UCF knocking off UConn and then losing to Michigan State. So
Okay.
I think UCLA can do it if they're all there. I just don't have confidence that they're all going to be there. So we'll see what happens. Wouldn't mind seeing them win it all, but I got UCF moving on.
Yeah, really confused by this line. I didn't think this line would be so big. It's 5.5 UCLA, which is pretty big for a 7-10 game. The biggest one that's happened all year, or all March Madness so far. Cody, who do you have in this one?
I got UCLA, man. I need them to win tonight because I got them knocking off UConn next round. So they need to all be there.
Yeah, Cody definitely a guy who only cares about his bracket, not the actual games themselves.
No, I'm just saying, pick something and then be like, oh, I had this in my bracket, and be like, oh, well, you picked it like that, That's
No.
It's like my picks,
The best thing is that we can't have more than one of these coaches coming through this region, right? We got Cronin, Izzo, and Hurley. Like, only one of them can come out. So
Yeah, they did that for the sake of the Final Four refs. They said, listen, guys, we're going to hook you up. The only one of them is going to be here, okay? Because when the Cronin and Hurley matchup happens, if UCLA wins, followed immediately by what's probably going to be Michigan State in Hurley or Cronin. So whoever's doing those games, I am so sorry for you. Dalton, who do you have in this one?
Give me UCLA.
Cover or no?
No.
No cover. Tight one. Yeah, I'm going to take – God, I think it's still up in the air. Bill, I was playing. I saw a report today, but I'm going to go with UCLA. I just think if Dent's playing the way he's been playing, they're tough to beat, man. UCLA – I mean, this is a team that's a preseason top 15 team because of the pieces they had, and they seem to finally be kind of clicking together. As Blake put in the chat here, 2 minutes to go, and Utah State's up 7. So looking like – I know that's a small upset, but still looking like an upset where a mid-major team's gonna pull out to go on to the next round. So that's exciting. We'll skip the Purdue game. We'll do that last. The very late evening slot's kind of a sleeper for me like it was last night. Anybody have anything to say on Prairie View A&M over Florida? Everybody just assume Florida's going to roll in this game. They're 35.5-point favorites.
Yeah, more interested in the next one.
Are they going to cover or not?
No.
Not going to cover 35.5. All right.
That's a lot of points, right?
That is a lot of points. Dalton, are they covering this game, Dalton?
No.
Blake?
Yeah, they'll cover, winning by 42.
Peace, Chuck
Blake's
Norris.
CIA, man.
102 to 60.
102 to 60, dude. If it turns out to be 102 to 60, I'm not going to give you anything, but I will say good job, Blake.
Hey, I earned my first spot on the show by nailing the score of a game earlier.
He did.
That's how I got my cred.
He did. You earned credit. Rickus earned his by literally dominating our comments for 2 months straight. All it takes, like Henry's tried to take over the Rickus role when Rickus is on the show, and I'm a big fan of you, Henry. Real big fan. Don't even know is this Clark's son? Clark has a son named Henry. If that is actually Clark, big shout out to you, buddy. Pretty sure your name's Henry though. Next game, California Baptist and Kansas. A lot of people kind of picked Baptist. I think they're better than people think they are, but Kansas favored by 14.5 here. If I'm taking one bet in this game, it's the over of 141.5. But Blake, what is your projection in this game?
Yeah, haven't thought twice about it. Just move Kansas on until they get beat by St. John's.
Oh, Don't do that to me, dude. I mean, come on. Cody, what's your thoughts?
I just want to see what DP looks like. Or is he?
Bro, come on. Go on there.
I need to see it right now on live on cam.
There ain't no DPs going on this channel. Just double D's.
He went there, Dalton.
Clean it up.
You know who I was talking about.
No.
Clean it up, dude. You're disgusting.
Brutal
Fired.
foul way off from the rim by Utah State.
Yeah, Utah State up 8 now with 1:30 left.
When
Just
Nova
Furman
had
actually
scored
have-
in like 2 minutes. Oh man, that's brutal.
It is brutal. Couldn't happen to a better program though. No, sorry, just kidding. Villanova's not my favorite place in the world. Slammer jammer. Yeah, we'll wrap her up. 10-point game now with 1:10 left.
All right, get
Utah,
to Purdue, dude. Quit dicking
we're
out.
gonna get there. God, you're so mad all the time. What's your prediction on Kansas?
We still have we have travel time, brother, and you're forgetting this.
What's your Kansas? Purdue doesn't play for an hour. We're good.
Kansas is going to win.
Okay, good. I just needed it. Okay, I got Kansas by 23. UConn Furman. Anybody have any thoughts on this game? Does anybody think Furman can pull the upset?
I'm going with Blake. No. I just
Dalton?
want them to. I hate UConn.
Nah, UConn.
Yeah, give me UConn, but give me Furman plus 20.5.
I like that line.
I think they can cover that. I think that game's probably close for a little bit, and then UConn pulls away. Missouri, Miami, last game before we get to Purdue. This is obviously going to be the team Purdue plays in the next round if they win. This is maybe the hardest 7-10 game of all of them to pick. Missouri is very big, and Miami is a team that is kind of just scrappy and can do a lot of things, but they also have a bunch of players that Purdue's familiar with from other Big Ten programs that have transferred there, including IU's former Malik Renew. So, Blake, what do you have going on in this game? This game is predicted as a Miami 1.5-point victory.
Yeah, it's a coin flip for me. I wouldn't be surprised actually if either team ends up running away with it somehow.
I guess my better question is, who do you want to see in the next round?
Yeah, see, this thing for me, like I'm a a Purdue fan, and like I prognosticate in my head, what are the ways in which my heart can be ripped out the worst, right? And so like that's why I think like maybe Cam Heidi's Texas team could somehow get to us, and like it would be disaster, right? Or like I think about every possible situation, and like both of these teams, like I'm not afraid of either one of them, and yet they both have these storylines that like scare me. Like a black and yellow team playing in its home state, 100 miles from its campus in St. Louis, could somehow win. And I got friends at Mizzou, right? Or like maybe it's former IU player Malik Renew and Trey Donaldson at Michigan, somehow doing something and be like. So I just want to get it over with. I don't really care, but I don't know what's gonna happen in the game. It's coin flip.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen to Purdue? IU misses the tournament, but one of their former players beats Purdue in the second round. Yeah. I mean, what worse could happen to me?
Yeah, and then every IU fan would tell us about it.
Oh yeah. We're not even in the tournament. We still beat your. Like I know what they're all about. Cody, what do you have going on in this game, and then we'll hop over to Purdue after Dalton's prediction.
1.5 point spread. Give me Missouri since it's a pseudo home game.
Fair. Dalton?
ACC sucks.
Dan Hurley does suck. ACC sucks.
Dan Hurley sucks.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
He's not even involved in the game, but
yeah,
well, Dalton, we have travel time.
Rest in peace, Chuck Norris. Dan Hurley sucks. Give me Miami by 8.
Fair.
Hey, we're on the ACC sucks like duo thing going on here.
What's that?
I thought we were on the ACC sucks like duo train. What the hell happened, twin?
Well, Miami's tough, bro. They got. I
know
how
Malik
Renew.
Donaldson. So scary.
I mean, it's not. If
Trey
I was
Donaldson's
Missouri,
got us before, hasn't he?
I wouldn't want to play them. But
Stop the cap.
Oh, don't cap me.
Yeah, Missouri's going to win this game by double digits. It's going to happen. That's just my prediction. All right, let's jump to Purdue. Let's get to the game that matters tonight. The only thing I was telling Dalton, the only thing I truly hate about this game is that every great storyline about this game is about the other team. Other than Braden Smith breaking the assist record, they have the smallest enrollment. They have the same amount of students as high schools, like 1,400, 2,400, something like that. Their coach wears these fancy, crazy sweaters. There's so many little stories that like America can fall in love with, and the fans that are at this stadium, not Purdue fans, will fall in love with and will root for this team. They shoot a lot of threes. They're going to. He basically said on our podcast when he joined. If you haven't watched that, go check it out. Shameless plug there, but we did interview him, and he said basically we don't run offense. We just go play basketball. So. What are your guys' thoughts on this game, Blake? I'll start out with you. What do you want to see from Purdue? What are your thoughts? Does this other team have a chance at all? Or is Purdue going to roll in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I expect us to roll, but I'm not going to be surprised at all if Queens makes some shots and pushes us a little bit in the first half. Maybe it takes till like the under 8 media timeout to get a little bit of separation. If we're not up by double digits at halftime, I'll be a little bit worried. But I think we should take care of business.
Yeah, huge size advantage. I think we should dominate down low. Cody, what are your thoughts on this one?
All right, first I'm gonna answer your question by asking a question. Did you guys see any of the pregame presser for the Queens side, where that girl who asked Oscar Clough about where Queens was trying to gotcha him with every single person that she interviewed on the Queens side, and like those guys were classy. Don't get me wrong, but like how dare if I was them, I would not talk to her again. That was crazy to see that. Like the coach even had to come out. I'm sorry.
Reporters always got to make something out of nothing, dude.
She also had that question of like, she said something like to one of the Purdue players, like, you guys have a history of losing. No, to one of their players, do you guys have Purdue has a history of losing to double-digit seeds. A habit of losing to double-digit seeds. Like we decided to have that. Like we opened doorknobs like right to left instead of left to right. Like what are we talking about here? I hate you, lady. Yeah, I hated that woman. She might as well be Kristen Peak for all I care.
And mind you, after the third time, she then tells him, "Oh, he's from Australia, by the way." She waits until she gets like responses from these guys and then informs him, "Oh, he's from a different country and has no idea geography here." It was super annoying. I didn't know if any of you guys seen it. It bothered me quite a bit.
I did watch that. Yeah, she was completely obnoxious if you just asked me about it. But anyway, get to the game.
Okay, my bad.
I'm just messing with you, bro. It's cool.
I mean, Purdue should dominate this team. Let's be real, guys. Like, we got to see it. Hopefully, it's the team that played in the Big Ten tournament. We're going to see Braden Smith break the record tonight, so everybody enjoy. That's the one thing I'm looking forward to. And let's just get out of there healthy and with a win. No,
that's my biggest thing.
Justin Jefferson crap, though.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing. Like, we're going to get to watch history tonight, no matter, I mean, barring something insane. Like, me and Dalton talked about it. He's like, what if he just doesn't? And he scores like 30 and has 1 assist. No, I think the most exciting part of this whole game, I think Purdue's going to absolutely dominate, but I think the most exciting part is going to be who gets that assist. And what's it look like? Like, yeah, great question, great timing. That was not planned. But yeah, what happens? Let's go around after. I'll give. I think Purdue wins this game by 25. I don't think, looking through their lineup, just the way I've looked at some of their results. Every high major team they've played, they've gotten smoked. They didn't win a lot of games and not a good conference. But Dalton, what do you think is going to happen in this game? And then we'll get to who do we think the assist is going to go to, and maybe go our player of the game and score predictions, and then get the hell out of here.
Yeah, give me Boilers by 21.5. Braden breaks the record within 3 minutes of the start. We get that out of the way, and then we're looking at a Clough legacy game tonight.
Who breaks the record?
I believe it will be TKR on a short roll, for sure bucket, because I think TKR and Clough are going to eat tonight. So I think we run the short roll. Maybe an early 3 by Fletch gets the first one to tie it, and then knowing PJ, he will draw up the short roll for a for sure thing. It's either going to be Fletch or TKR.
Yeah. Yeah, what about you? Who do you think's getting the record? What's your score prediction? And who's your player of the game?
Okay.
Score predict.
I think.
Blake?
What?
My bad, Blake.
No, go for it, Dalton. You finish yours out.
Oh, I was just Purdue 87. We'll go Queens 67. Player of the game is Oscar Clough.
All right, I like it. I'm gonna go with Fletch on the assist record. I think PJ will have stuff going to TK and Fletch scripted on the first several possessions to get it to one of those guys for the assist record, but maybe not. I think player of the game. I think TK's player of the game, and I think we're gonna win. I'll go 95-71.
Yes. What about you, Cody?
My player of the game is going to be Braden Smith because he's going to break the record, and he's going to tie it with the short roll to TKR, and then he's going to go assist hunting with a nice transition 3 from a trailing Fletcher Lawyer.
I like it.
My prediction of the score is 101-60. I think this offense just eats. I just think they're going to eat, and I think CJ Cox has missed more wide open threes than any person on the face of this planet. And I'm tired of seeing it, CJ. Come on, man. Hit wide open shots.
Knock some threes in, CJ. My goodness. Yeah, I think that this game, I think the Braden assist record takes a second. I think there's nerves going into it. And I think guys are going to have the chance, and there's going to be a couple misses before there's a make. And I think CJ Cox ends up making the shot. The guy has ice in his veins.
Cap.
Okay. Thank you for just rudely interrupting me. It's completely obnoxious. But that's what I think is going to happen. I just truly do. And then I think the player of the game is going to be Braden Smith. I think once he breaks this record, might score 25 straight points or something. Like, for so long, he has been like, I'm passing. I need assist. And I think he's going to go nasty work, pulling up on threes. They're going to play under. They're going to do some dumb stuff. He's going to go nasty work. And Purdue going to win this game 96-71. Barely missed the spread. It's a 25.5 point spread. The narrative continues. Purdue doesn't cover spreads, but Purdue wins. 101-75, says my guy Henry. Henry, been very happy with you in the chat today. Actually, my MVP goes to Henry today. Henry F28, definitely the MVP of this chat, and definitely the MVP here today. Sorry, Rickus, when you're on the show, you can't win the chat too, or else it would probably be you, my guy. But
it's my birthday.
Yeah.
I win
Happy birthday again, MVP Henry. Happy birthday to Cody. And happy birthday to America coming up here soon. Sorry. It's going to be a great game. I'm really excited for it. I think everybody's a little nervous energy. That's okay. It's good to be nervous. That means the game matters. If the game didn't matter, nobody would care. And we've been down this road of losing before, so it's not going to happen today, though. I can assure everybody that. Calm your nerves. Enjoy the moment. You're going to see literally history broken that's been there for a very long time by one of our own who was under-recruited, undersized, and never should have been here in the first place, according to so many people who didn't recruit him. I mean, this guy's second option was Toledo, and here he is about to break the all-time assist record at 6 feet tall. Not even, maybe in ballerina shoes, but
Did you happen to mention Luke Ertl wins the Gatorade Indiana Player of the Year?
Yeah. Luke Ertl wins Player of the Year. Gatorade going to probably win Player of the Year for the whole state of Indiana when it comes to Mr. Basketball too. So the pipeline is full. The pipeline is full. We'll put it that way.
Did you see Braden won the coaches first team All-American as well?
Yeah, the people who know ball. I mean, that's obvious. I did like the coach for Queens came out and was like, I voted him first team because I'm not an idiot. Like, I'm not dumb.
Guy, man. After the interview he did with you guys and when seeing his pregame, he's a really cool dude. I like his attitude and his kind of moral stance and basis about basketball.
Yeah.
Shout out Harvesting Heralds for staying in the chat as well. We appreciate you guys more than you know.
Yeah, appreciate everybody. Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Cody, for coming on. I know we always, promise 30, 45 minutes, and it's an hour every single time. We can't help it, but that's life. We just get excited talking ball. So hoping for a really good night of basketball. I'm actually hoping that like Purdue is a blowout game early, and then we can kind of keep our eyes on these other games that are all Big Ten games and stuff going on. And I can kind of just keep Purdue on the main screen and keep it what it is. So thank you, everybody. Any final words from you, Blake?
No, I think the strongest conferences are proving that they got the stronger team so far in this tournament. Big Ten, Big 12, and even SEC, doing not bad in their given position. So I think those conferences are showing it. I think the ACC is weak. I think the Big East is weak. So we'll see what happens.
Heck yeah. Cody, any final thoughts?
I just want to remind everybody that everything that happened before this moment doesn't matter. Erase the slate clean. These guys have stamped their legacy for us. All they can do is expand it. Just remember everything they've done for us, and hopefully this is going to be a long run. Boiler up.
Dalton, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Let's go get us a win tonight, boys. Shut down all the double-digit seed talk again because it's still there for some reason. It seems like it'll never go away. Painter and crew go out and show out. Let's go. Let's get ready for Miami or Missouri, baby. Leave no doubt tonight. It's a WWFKY night. I won't say it because I don't want to lose any subscribers for being myself, but we will flip and kill you. Let's go.
Yep. My final thought is simply this. Purdue is going to obliterate these guys, and it's going to be a full team effort. I think Aaron Fine enters this game, and when Aaron Fine enters the game, everybody's happier, including Aaron Fine, including us, and including the entire Purdue roster, because that means you're sailing away to victory, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to come sail away. Here we come. 6 more games until we're national champions. It's going to happen. Trust in this team. Trust in these seniors. Trust in the leaders of this team, and trust the fact that they want this, and they're going to get it. Carson Edwards mentality all tournament. What a great way to end the show. Thank you, Henry. Thank you guys for joining, and we'll talk to you another time.
Peace. Later, y'all.
Peace.